This came across my desk probably earlier last week, but it was so many different things that we had to mine through. Matter of fact, let me switch this. Let me switch this over. What does this picture represent in your opinion? If you had to look at this picture and you had to make an assessment of what it was that I was about to talk about, what would you say that this picture represents? You have a white woman, older woman specifically, sitting on a beach, and then you have this black man with looks like dreads, super black man, could quite possibly be in another country, highlighting and talking about a documentary. Now, obviously, a lot of y'all can see the text that's in the upper right hand corner of the stream. But let me go back to the original video, and then we're going to come back over to this one because I want to explore what's really happening out here. Because it's not just the passport bros that's having a good time out here. It's the passport hoes. But it may surprise you the sentiment, the narrative, the mindset, and what these passport hoes look like.
The tourism board in Gambia has a stark warning for British tourists. The West African country says British women should stop coming to the country looking for flings with younger men. That's a euphemism. The director of the tourism board there has suggested he wants to send what he calls promiscuous pensioners packing, as the country wants to attract what were described as quality tourists who come to enjoy the culture instead of sex. Well, sex tourism took hold there after the launch of budget package tours in the 1990s, with reports of young Gambian beach boys often seen assisting older female tourists, some old enough to be their grandmothers. Journalist, writer and commentator Caroline Farrow joins me now. Hi to you, Caroline. It's very rare that I read an introduction to a story which feels like no other story I've ever introduced before on the telly. This is one of those stories. And on one level, that's good because you want to be made to think about the news in new ways. A first reaction to this is that, of course, men have been travelling abroad for tourism for decades, if not longer. What do we make of this? What do we make of what the Gambians are saying about this?
Well, in many ways, I feel a little bit uncomfortable because, it's up to Gambia what laws they want to set. And obviously, they want to clean up their tourist industry. I think
Reading super chat shortly. I see you, Christopher J. I didn't forget about you. And I see you, Brock. Thank you, guys.
I read somewhere that sex tourism accounts for 20% of their GDP. And it's very easy for us to kind of titter and giggle at the idea of older women going to have affairs with younger Gambian men. You know, it's not seen as quite so taboo or exploitative, but it is, because if you're having to basically induce somebody to have sex with you because they wouldn't do so otherwise, it is a form of exploitation. And older women having sex with younger men is only one side, is only one element to sex industry or sex.
Now, let's mine this out really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Because so many men catch so much flack about sex tourism, prostitution, buying pussy, the whole 9 yards, right? No. Let's be equal accountability partners here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. But let's be equal accountability partners here, ladies and gentlemen. So many men are catching the bad end of the stick, and some of them justifiably so, especially when you're doing something so deviant, underage and all of that. But that's not what we're talking about. Can you imagine as a man, because the overwhelming majority of y'all are watching in the United States of America, you're watching it in Canada, you're watching it in the UK. Can you imagine as a man that is in the developed world, not a third world country, you having to take you a 70-year-old woman or an older, washed up, ran through woman that probably had a husband and left his pension and 401k, and you got to take that dark road down those alleys in between her legs in order to be able to feed yourself and get you a sugar mama. Now, listen, I'm not shaming. You got to do what you got to do as a young Gambian man in order to feed yourself and your family and to come up. But I'm just saying, that's a hard ask. That is a hard ask. Neither here nor there, but let's continue. And I want to just play a little bit of this documentary that I was watching in order to do a little bit more of a deep dive and research into what's going on over in Gambia. Because one thing we know for sure is the women love the BBC. Two things that we know for sure is that a lot of women are hypocrites because they trying to get their groove back. The third thing that I've noticed is that women are much more overt and that they think that they justified and right in participating in sex tourism, but then they'll hold the passport bros available or accountable for what it is that they doing. And then last but not least, the government over there don't even want y'all hoes there. Look at that bag of bricks on that beach. Oh, no. I don't want y'all saying nothing else about J Rello until you hold Susan accountable. I don't want to hear nothing else about J Rello, Freshest, and Gary. I don't want to hear y'all hold nobody else accountable. Don't say nothing about the passport bros. Don't say nothing about nothing until you talk to Susan. Her skin looked like she's tanned so much to where it looked like leather. That looked like the same leather that's in my S500 Mercedes except for it's stitched leather. Her skin looked like leather. Can you imagine? Listen, I have so much more respect for Gambian men. Willing to take that turnpike into that tunnel, the possibility of never returning. I got so much respect for y'all for having to do what you got to do to get what you want. You got Gambian men that's on the pole. Look at that woman. Oh, no. And don't tell me it's not tricking if you got it. Don't you sit here and lie to me and tell me that it's not tricking if you got it. Look at that sack of potatoes on that couch over there buying love and buying BBC. Listen, I done seen a lot of different things growing up on the west side of Detroit. I done seen people get stomped out. I done seen people get shot at. I done seen crackheads do a lot of different things in order to be able to get that fix. But never in my life, of all the things that could have possibly happened to me growing up and that I would have to pray against, I would never in my life think that I would have to take that highway to hell down a woman's legs that is 60 years old and look like a sack of potatoes in order for me to be able to feed my family. No way in hell. Y'all are some brave people. Y'all are some brave men as well. Because there's men that's doing it in the United States of America. It's some dudes that is looking for a sugar mama. Oof. I would throw up, bro. I would absolutely throw up. Look at that. Look at that. Older women are probably the worst thing in the world as far as their attitudes. Yo, these is your aunties. These is your grandmothers. These ain't even your aunties no more. These your uncles. I honestly believe in my heart that women are 10 times more savage and worse than men. I think that women are quite possibly way more savage than anything that a man can be. I think that these women are horrendous. They are horrible. They are absolutely, positively monstrous. That is a woman that is previously married. That means that either she widowed or her man divorced her and she over there taking the whole thing. She taking the whole load. Listen, ladies, don't go over to the passport bros and hold them accountable before you hold Susan or Gretchen and Winona accountable. I don't want to hear y'all say nothing to nobody until you get Gretchen, Winona, and Mabel together and tell them to stop fucking on these young guys and messing up their life and ruining their mindset to what boxing's supposed to look like, taking that deep dive into that fiery pit between your legs. I don't want to hear nothing else. Hold your own accountable. Get your grandma off the plane. Get Mabel, Susan, Gretchen, and Winona back home and into that nursing home. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Justice for Gambian men. Justice for black men. You remember y'all said that we all the same color and we all whatever all across the world. I want justice for black men. Stop sexually harassing. Stop tugging on and pulling on their shorts. I want justice for black men. And we need the United States government to go over there and save our black men from these retired hyenas. Was at the center of the slave trade, and y'all still slaving these dudes. Y'all still having them work as indentured servants just in between your legs. Because it ain't no different than what it was that they was doing over there way back then when they was capitalizing off of the slave trade. So now y'all need some dudes that just can continue to thrive in between your legs. But instead of it just being white women and white men, because there was a lot of gay white men back then too, they was over there getting their fancy tickled. That is a fact. Go and read, study 700 Years of Slavery. It's a very thick book. It's like this thick. Now it's just all women in general. Okay. If you get, I need a prop. I gotta have a prop. I gotta find a prop. This guy gotta have something in my bag. I gotta find a prop somewhere around this mug. Hold on. Whenever a woman, this is good enough. When you talk to a woman, because this is the surest sign of an older woman. When they do like this, if Gam is over there with a Newport 100 or a menthol light, hey, so what'd you do on New Year's Eve with that young man? Honey, you wouldn't believe. Sometimes I gotta laugh at myself. Can y'all imagine your grandmother over there getting brolled up? When Gam, this is a receipt, by the way. See the receipt? When Gam is over there with a Newport 100 menthol light, because honey, whenever an old woman take a puff or two before they answer your question, they've been up to no good. They have been doing the devil's work. They have been doing the devil's work. Honey child.
What did you to sterilize oneself? What did you to...
This goat, this elephant, that's not even a hyena. This elephant is sitting there telling us that she needed a soak. First of all, this man was held captured for 2 days, probably for a good $45. How far does $45 get you over in Gambia? This woman was held captive for 2 days, and had to do God knows what, that this hoe needed a soak afterwards. I'm starting a petition. I'm starting a petition on change.org. I'm starting a petition on change.org. Free our young Africans and Gambian men. No longer should they be subjected to having to put a woman in a position where she got to soak. And get your fucking gam off of our Gambian men, because we don't want them over there messing up our young men. I can't do anymore. I can't.